All right, well, hey everybody. Today we're not only going off menu, we're going off script, and we're taking a little field trip. One of the great things about being a chef and an adventurer as the Vagabond chef is I get to meet a lot of really cool folks. And one of my new friends is this dude named Richard, who comes into the restaurant and loves the food. And we got to chatting, and he actually does all kinds of cool things with tarantulas and different kinds of exotic pets, which sounded awesome to me. And something like, I feel like there's some inspiration to be had there. I find ways to develop menus and recipes all the time from all kinds of different places. So let's go check out the Tarantula Collective.
All right, man. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Dude, thank you. This is fascinating. I've got my gears turning. I'm going to go back to the kitchen and come up with some stuff for you.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
You got to come over and check it out.
Definitely.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, man. You take it easy. I'll see you next time.
All right. It was really interesting to head over to Richard's and check out what he's got going on in his studio as part of the Tarantula Collective. And I love these opportunities to learn new things and get excited about ways I can create a new dish. One of the things that struck me about the way Richard's tarantulas eat is that he has to gut load the crickets with nutritional things so that the tarantulas get what they need to get to be healthy. So I was thinking about that, and I think what I want to do is hide healthy food inside of what looks like decadent food. So I was thinking of something healthy, like what does everyone roll their eyes at? Like kale. Kale's super healthy, and then citrus is very important to the tarantulas. So let's do a lemon kale stuffed chicken. And what's more tasty or appetizing than like a fried chicken? So I decided to take that approach to a lemon kale stuffed fried chicken. And then to take it up another notch, let's hide some butternut squash and a barley risotto. So that's what we're gonna do. The finished dish will be lemon kale stuffed chicken over top of a butternut barley risotto. And we're gonna drizzle a little spicy Dijonnaise on top of all of that. I think it's really awesome. Let me show you how we make it. For the oven baked fried chicken, we're going to need 4 chicken breasts, 2.5 cups of panko breadcrumbs, 2 cups of buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of table salt, 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, 1.5 teaspoons of ground black pepper, and 1 tablespoon of your favorite hot pepper sauce. For the kale stuffing, we're going to need about a tablespoon of olive oil, 1 yellow onion, a quart or more of kale, salt and pepper to taste, a little white wine to deglaze, and the zest of 1 lemon. Once we have all our ingredients together for the chicken, we're going to whisk the buttermilk, add in the mustard, the salt, garlic powder, black pepper, and hot sauce. Whisk all of that together. Then we're going to take our chicken breasts and butterfly them open and add them to the buttermilk and let them soak for at least an hour or up to overnight. When you're ready to go, set your oven to 400 degrees and put your rack in the upper middle position. We're going to prep our lemon kale stuffing. We're going to julienne up an onion. We're going to sweat that in some oil, and once it starts to get tender, add our kale. I'm going to go ahead and fill this sauce pot up with kale because it's all going to cook down. We're going to season it with a little salt, pepper, and cook it until it gets really tender. Once it starts to develop that fond on the bottom, we're going to do that favorite technique of mine and deglaze it with a little white wine. And then just cook it nice and low because we want to cook away a lot of that liquid so that it doesn't affect the stuffing in the chicken. And we want it to be really tender. We're going to get a baking sheet, spray that with some pan spray, and put a wire rack on it. That way, air will get underneath of the chicken, and it'll give you a better consistency throughout. When your chicken's marinated, go ahead and get a plate. Line the bottom with a nice amount, about a 1/4 inch of panko breadcrumbs, and have reserved breadcrumbs off to the side. Now take your chicken out of the buttermilk marinade, let as much of the buttermilk drip off as you can, and then lay them down onto a sheet tray. Butterfly it open and place your kale stuffing on one side of the chicken breast. Fold it back over, then take your completed stuffed chicken breast, place it on the plate, and go ahead and sprinkle some more breadcrumbs on top. Once it's nice and coated, go ahead and put it onto the wire rack that you have placed on a sprayed sheet pan. When all of your chicken are on that rack, you're going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about half an hour. I like to make the barley risotto while my chicken is in the oven, and then it can all come together really well. Pop that chicken out, make sure the internal temperature is correct, put your barley risotto on your plate, and lay your chicken on top. Then I'm going to drizzle a little bit of this hot pepper Dijonnaise across the top. I'm happy now to be joined in the kitchen by Richard from the Tarantula Collective. Now, Richard, you were here. You saw me putting this together.
I did.
You got to smell it. You got to hear it. What do you think it is?
I can tell it's chicken that has something in it, but beyond that, I'm not sure. It smelled really good.
All right.
I'll give you that, but I'm not sure what you put in there. Everything I've guessed so far, you've said, no, that's not it.
So I was really interested in what you had to say about the way the tarantulas eat and the way you have to gut load the insects that to get all the nutrition in there.
Right.
So I wanted to think about something that was nutritious, hidden inside of something that was a little more attractive. So what I did was a lemon and kale stuffed fried chicken. And that's baked, so that's why because it's stuffed, I had to bake it, so that makes it a little healthier.
Okay.
And then over top of a butternut barley risotto. So I'm sneaking kale in there, and I'm sneaking butternut squash in there, 2 healthy vegetables, along with the lemon. I believe you said something about the citrus was really important as well.
Yeah, a lot of good vitamins in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then on top, we drizzled a little bit of a spicy Dijonnaise.
All right. There's a lot of words in there that I don't normally put in my body, so this will be good.
Yeah. So this is my tarantula-inspired meal. All right, let's get in there and see what you think.
Oh, it's nice and crunchy.
Oh, I love the crunch of when the tarantulas were eating.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking fried chicken. You get the lemon.
That is delicious.
Thank you. Now, a lot of people are used to seeing risotto made with rice, but I like to be different, so I made it with barley today. Also, I figured it matched your hat and our beards. Go a little old Irish style.
I dig it. So how healthy would this be considered?
I would say it's decently healthy. I mean, it's baked, not fried. There's a little bit of bread in the panko. But other than that, I mean, this is a really good meal.
So my wife would consider this a healthy meal?
I think so.
Nice. If you don't mind me being ignorant, what exactly is risotto?
Risotto is just a way of cooking.
Okay.
A rice, or in this case, barley, and you can do a few other grains with it. But you introduce the liquid slowly over time, and it makes it creamy. That's why it's got the consistency that it does, is because you saw me working that stock in there a little bit over time.
Yeah.
So as you slowly work that in, instead of it cooking all at once and being kind of separated, it's more homogeneous and it's more of a creamy texture.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's one of those fancy cooking words I hear all the time, and I'm sure I've eaten it many times, but I never really understood what it was.
Now, it's not that hard to do. I just think it's the mouthfeel that you get more out of it than anything else. You know how it's just smooth and velvety. I think it goes really well with the crunch of the chicken. Man, this has been so much fun. Thank you for the opportunity. I would have never conceived of this dish if I hadn't come to see what you had going on.
Well, I appreciate it, man. And it's delicious. So anytime I can get free food from you, I'm all about it. It was awesome having you over, and I'm glad that we were able to find a way to kind of cross over our 2 channels.
Yeah, when this idea first came up, we were like, how are we going to do this? What is going to make sense between the Tarantula Collective and the Vagabond Chef? And I think we figured it out.
I think so. Yeah, this was a great kind of crossover idea. I love it. It tastes good, and it's very applicable. Like, I get to go home and tell my wife I ate kale today. Like, it's going to make her day.
That's awesome. Well, you guys make sure to check out the Tarantula Collective here on YouTube. Smash the subscribe button to the Vagabond Chef and come around more. Let us know if you want to see some more of this content.